Hi everyone, this is Ellen and I'm going to teach you a little bit about Glogster. Glogster is an online interactive poster making tool. So when you go to glogster.com, this is the site that you'll see. You're going to want to choose Are You a Teacher? Glogster has an education website that allows the users to have a little more control over what's going on with their students. So when you go to glogster.edu, you have the option of taking a tour or choosing your account level, and the tour tells you a little bit about, the different options that you have in Glogster. So for account levels, you have paid accounts and a free account available. I've had both the paid account and the free account, and I would recommend just getting the free account. A lot of the options that are offered in the paid account you don't really need. So the basic teacher account gives you 50 licenses, 50 student licenses, which is enough because the students can share licenses if you have more than 50 students. So I'm going to go ahead and log in and show you what Glogster looks like. Right now I do have a paid account that will expire at the end of the month. But like I said, a lot of the features that are offered you don't really need. So this is my dashboard, and here I can view messages from students. I can manage my classes and the students that I have licenses set up for. Like I said, you only get 50 student licenses, but each license can house any number of GLOG projects. So the students can share licenses and you can reuse them every year by just, giving it a different username and a different password. So that's what I would recommend doing. I'm going to scroll up here and I'm going to go to the glogs that I've already created by clicking on my name and going to my profile. So this you see here is the latest glog that I created, and I created this last year for a presentation to my department. I'm going to go ahead and view this full screen so you can see some of the details, and this basically just has information about Glogster on it. So underneath Glogster I have a link to the website, and every time you insert a link and you put your mouse over it, it circles it in pink. So a glog is an online interactive poster and presentation maker, and it makes an artist out of anyone. It really has a lot of interesting fonts and pictures and colors, so the kids have a lot of fun with it, and teachers can have a lot of fun with it, making interactive and really creative, eye-catching presentations for their kids. You can use it like a PowerPoint. You can use it for presentations and projects. You can use it individually or in groups. I did a group project with Glogster. It worked out great. And you can use it to meet technology-based standards for collaboration. So there are some drawbacks to Glogster. It's a relatively newer site and it relies a lot on Flash and Java. So if you don't have these things installed and updated, you're definitely going to run into some problems on the computers. Another drawback is that if you have a lot of people logged in at one time on the website, it kind of bottlenecks and slows down. So that's something to consider if you're going to be working on this in class for a group project or for an individual project. It is a social network as well. The Glogster EDU is a little bit more private and you have different privacy settings that you can use, but it is directly connected to the public Glogster site, and there can be some questionable material on there. Nothing overtly inappropriate, but depending on the age of your kids, you might want to just have a discussion about, proper use. So again, I have links down here. I put my mouse over them and it circles it in pink. So I have a lot of different options here for sharing. I can share to Edmodo. I can share to different blogs and save it in different categories for public viewing. Right now this is saved as private, so nobody else can see it except for me. If I wanted to change something in here, I would edit my glog. And here you have a lot of different options: graphics, text, images, videos, etc. And you can edit and change anything on here, move things around, and then you can preview and save and publish. So when I save it, I have options for tagging it and sharing it and making it public or private. For right now, I'm just going to exit. It's going to ask me if I want to save my changes. Anytime you go in, it thinks you made changes. So I'm going to say don't save. And it brings me right back to my dashboard. So overall, Glogster is relatively easy to use. It does take some practice. If you're going to use it, I would recommend playing around with it first. It does allow you to create student accounts, so that's a positive. But the site is not always 100% reliable, so you want to make sure that you have, everything on your computer is up to date and you have a really good internet connection. One of the things that I also really like about Glogster is that you can create a poster and you can embed it into another website. So if you wanted to create a really cool, interesting looking homepage for, say, a class website, you can create the design on Glogster and then you can embed it into your website. So you can do this for, wikis, or you can do it for regular websites, which is another really cool feature. So overall, I would recommend using Glogster. It's fun, but just be mindful of some of its drawbacks and some of its limitations with compatibility. Thanks for listening.